So we are going to get started
Woo,
on
woo.
today's topic, growing up Black. So, always like to start with a reason behind the topic of the day. And with all of the things that are going on in our country, a lot of times you always hear bad things and negative things about the inner cities and communities that we grew up in. So I figured we'd have a fun conversation about growing up in a Black community, in a Black household, and kind of talk about the things that we enjoyed and kind of shaped us to who we are today. Because it is not all doom and gloom in the hood. I definitely enjoyed my upbringing in childhood. And it's unfortunate that we're all out of the hood because our kids don't even get to kind of experience the things that we experience, the fun parts of being in the hood. So that is the topic of today. Let's get started. So, what was an unspoken rule in your household that everyone knew not to break growing up?
Mm. We had quite a few. We had quite a few. Let me see. We had to definitely, when you come in the house from outside, wash your hands. We couldn't walk around barefoot. We had to wear slippers or socks, something on our feet. Um,
Mhm.
Going to bed with a head cover. We couldn't just lay down in the bed with our hair out. We had to put on a scarf or a stocking cap. Yeah,
Yeah.
saying good morning was a big one. When you
Hmm.
wake up, you better say good morning as soon as you come out that door.
So you're naming, you're going down a list of a lot of things that were like things you knew not to break. So give us an example. If you came in a house and didn't wash your hand, like what would that look like?
If I even touched the refrigerator, Daddy would come and be like, "Did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands? Go wash your hands." And you knew he was serious if he called your name like 3 times in a row. He'll be like, "Sadiqa, Sadiqa, Sadiqa." Like you know better. Go wash your hands. And then he'll keep talking while you going to wash your hands. He'll be like, "Don't ever do that again."
And you know what the crazy part about it is? Like growing up with daddy being big on washing your hands growing up, I'm the same way now. And it's
Mhm.
like when I hear them coming in the kitchen, I automatically like listen to see if I hear the sink come on because I know they didn't come out of the bathroom. So
Yeah.
it's even not even just coming in the house. It's just like you were in your room or whatever. Now you coming in the kitchen to make you something to eat. You didn't come out of the bathroom, and I just be listening and waiting. As soon as I hear the noise of the refrigerator open, I'm like, "Did you wash your hands?" Like, come on, man. Y'all old enough. Y'all know that I'm gonna ask that question.
Yeah. A lot of germs out there. You can't be
Yeah,
coming and
yeah,
putting
you
your hand
don't
in the
realize
fridge.
that.
Yeah.
What about you, Lauren? Did you have to wash your hands before going in the refrigerator?
Yeah, you definitely had to do that. Street clothes were not allowed on the bed. Walking through the house with your shoes on was not a thing.
Yeah. As you say that, you should bring your camera to the front of your door because it has
Right.
all.
Right. A ton of shoes right at the door.
Yeah, that's where they
Right.
said
Not
too.
only do you have to figure out how to take your shoes off, you have to navigate that with Ace, your big dog, trying to
Right.
greet you at the same time, hoping he don't knock you
Correct.
over.
Yep. Yep.
It
Yep.
was definitely an extreme sport for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Crazy because I didn't realize that was like a household thing for you growing up. Like we didn't have the no shoes rule. Um, and I think a lot of people have that rule when they have carpet. We didn't have carpet growing up, so
Yeah.
we didn't have to take off your shoes. But
Yeah.
that's interesting because I know you do that, but I didn't realize that was like passed on from growing up.
Yeah. It was funny. I remember being in college and people would come over to visit us in our dorm rooms, and I had a street clothes blanket. Like, because there was not a whole bunch of space in a dorm room. So sometimes people would have
Mhm.
to sit on your bed, but I had a throw. And so if it wasn't out, somebody popped up unexpectedly, or they preferred to sit on the bed, they knew where to go to get the throw to put it on the bed because street clothes are not allowed on your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't recall us having that rule, but as an adult, I cannot come home from being out and just get on the bed like in street clothes.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
can't
have
do that.
to, yeah, I can't. That's
Yeah.
why I know a lot of people like when they get up in the morning, they get dressed. I wouldn't say a lot of people. I don't know if it's a lot of people, but some people get up in the morning, they get dressed, and they'll be in their house walking around in regular clothes during the day. Like I stay in my comfortable clothes because I can't relax and I don't feel comfortable just being on the bed in regular outside
Yeah.
clothes, even if I didn't
Same
go
here.
outside. So
Same
it
here.
just feels
I don't
weird.
even I don't even like being in clothes. Soon as I get home from work, I take all of my clothes off. Like I
And
can't.
you walk around naked?
I mean, pretty much
I
t-shirt.
can't hear that moving.
Pretty much. I don't like clothes, and I pin my hair up too. Like I can't just walk
Yeah.
around with my hand down. I gotta at least pin it up. I always put a scarf on or put my bonnet on, but I can't just have it down. I have to pin it up like I would if I was
Yeah.
getting ready for bed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Same. Do you think, Lauren, with the rules that your parents had growing up, do you think that things has gotten worse since like COVID? Because you know all of that is like about germs. A lot of people are more germaphobes. So if you grew up in a household where not spreading germs was a big thing, like do you think your parents are more like strict on that now, even with the grandkids?
So I would say no. I think that I've maintained it throughout my
Mhm.
life because it's just a thing. I think there may be some type of clinical diagnosis for it, but yeah, because like to them it's weird, outside of going to the bathroom and then washing your hands, for you to wash your hands frequently while you're at home. And
Mhm.
so I know that it's not the same emphasis on it because I tell my girls and they're like, but we didn't go anywhere. They think like because you walked from across the field to here and you didn't touch anything that you don't have to wash your hands. And I'm like, yeah, no, because the air hit your hands and there's all types of stuff in the air. But no, they haven't. I am the hand washing police.
Yeah.
I pay attention very closely. It frustrates people because like I don't care. I'll ask anybody, full grown or not. We get food at work, and
Mhm.
for my department, I'm the person that they prefer to stand. Like one, they know let Lorraine get her food first because we like she needs to know that outside of other things she couldn't control, like what they were doing when they cooked it. I don't even like to think about it. She's gonna wash her hands and get her food, and then I stand there until the food is gone to make sure as people come in, they wash their hands. Because I don't
Yeah.
understand why that is even a thing somebody has to be told, but apparently it is.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like you realize once you become an adult that a lot of people don't wash their hands,
Yeah.
even after
Mm-hmm.
using the bathroom. And that's just
Yeah.
like baffles my mind. Like when I use the bathroom, it's so bad. Like I think daddy is the biggest germaphobe. Like when you wash your hands, I have to have like a paper towel to turn off the faucet. Thankfully, most bathrooms have like the automatic faucet and things
Mhm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate when everything is automatic in the bathroom, but then you got to pull the door open
Mhm.
to get out. Like, what was the
Yeah.
point? Like,
Yeah.
y'all took away y'all napkin dispensers. Y'all have the air blow dryer. Now I got to go in the store and grab some toilet paper to open the door because I
Yeah.
don't want to touch
And that's
hands.
exactly what I do too. I go
Or
right back in
I
the
use an
bathroom and get some.
article of my clothing.
That I would do too, but most of the time I'll go and get some more tissue, get some tissue, and then do that. Or if they have the thing, sometimes they have that thing where you could pull it with your foot, but
Oh
that
yeah.
doesn't, yeah, that doesn't. They don't know. A lot of places don't have that, but yeah, I
I won't
cannot.
tell you why I don't go in the stall because then you'll really be freaked out. But yeah.
Yeah,
Man, so another thing that I think you had mentioned, Diga, saying good. Did you mention saying good morning?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
So what would happen when you didn't say good morning?
the same thing. And Dad'd be like, "Good morning. I know you see me out here. Don't just walk
Yeah.
by." Like, sorry.
I don't think that we did that enough to get in trouble. Because once you get in trouble for it once, you're gonna make sure you
Yeah,
say good
yeah,
morning in the
If
morning.
you got some sense, right? One would hope.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. If
Yeah.
you walking in somebody's house, you're gonna speak to everybody that's already there. You're gonna say
Yeah.
good
Mm-hmm.
morning when you get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing again, when you think about how other people were raised, like even going to work, if I see somebody, I'm gonna say good morning. Like that's just a natural thing. But some people just walk in and go about their day, and it's just like
good morning.
You
Yeah.
like manners and how to live, because that's just like awkward.
I've experienced that at work too, where I'll come in and I'm like, good morning, and you got one time to not say good morning back, and you won't hear a good morning from me ever again.
Eventually you learn that. It's been places where I worked where I would say good morning, and it was like the company, the owner of the company wouldn't speak back, and I stopped speaking. Like, I don't care what your position is. Like, if I say good morning and you don't say it back, then we're gonna just walk past each other in the morning, because that's very rude and very disrespectful. And it was what it was, but it's just crazy to me. Like, even if you're having a bad day, like, you come to work, say good morning. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. But I think that, definitely growing up in a Black household, that was a big thing. You're gonna speak, and if you don't, you're gonna get in trouble for not speaking. So,
you got any more, Lauren?
There was the big, what happens in this house stays in this house, and it wasn't specific to anything in particular, like negative or positive. You just, whatever happens here is for here.
Yeah,
you want to not speak about it outside of here.
Yeah. Do you guys have your kids like that now? Do you guys tell them that now, or do you think they already understand that?
I think it depends on what it is. Some things I am very much like, this is for home. Yep.
Yeah. Deacon, your boys don't really talk.
They don't talk. I don't even have to worry about that. For me to get information from them is like pulling teeth. Like, I'm like, like they just came in now. How was your weekend? Good. Like, did you do anything fun? No, just regular stuff. Play the game. That's it. If I want more information, I have to ask the questions, because they don't really.
Yeah. That's good. When Layla was young, she was completely opposite. Like, she was channel news, like Channel 4 news. She'd tell anything and everything, and I had to tell her, like, you can't just be saying everything that goes on. I remember she stayed with mommy, her grandmother, one day, and my Uncle Alan was there, and they had got into their little disagreement. My mom was babysitting Layla. As soon as we picked her up and we got in the car, she's like 2 years old. She like, Grandma made Uncle Alan mad. To get in the car to give us the tea.
That's funny. That is too funny.
But you see a lot of teachers, like, if they posting stuff on social media, when they be like talking to the kids, and the kids be like just unfiltered, telling everybody business.
They do.
Yeah, definitely gotta make sure they understand. Like, look, you can't just be going to school or going wherever and telling everything that's going on in the house. Nobody's business.
It definitely was like that working in the school as a school nurse, in the elementary. Because they would come in and I would ask them questions like, if they heard something, like, what happened? When did that happen? And they would go into so much detail, like too much detail. Like, okay, I was just asking about when you hurt yourself and how long it's been hurting. But okay, thank you for the update.
Another rule was, like, when you have cousins and stuff come over, or friends, like, they will always tell you, like, don't have them come asking me to spend a night, or like nobody can ask your parents if you can go to their house or if they can stay to your house, because it was just like, you knew not to do that. Like,
we had to ask ourselves, because if somebody else asked, we would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, we sent them to ask.
Yep. Yep. And that's so Layla does that with her friend. Her friend will call and ask if Layla could do something, or if they can do something, whatever. And Layla gets Dale with that all the time, because Dale doesn't want to be mean to the friend. But I'll tell the friend, like, no, not today. That's not gonna happen. Like, so now I know why parents felt like, don't send nobody to ask me, because they don't want to be mean. Like, they don't mind telling their own kids, like, no, that's not gonna happen. No, you're not going over there. Don't ask me, or whatever. But when it's somebody else, it feels different, weird, when you gotta tell them no. So, That's definitely, yeah,
Mhm.
a rule that I can understand as an adult with
Yeah.
kids. How was discipline handled, and how did it shape you today, growing up?
Um, I mean, Daddy was definitely the disciplinary, but I mean, I don't feel like we got in trouble that much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you know, it all depends on what the situation was. Like, I could speak on my brother because he was always in trouble, in trouble all the time. When he got in trouble, bad grades or whatever the case may be, he would be grounded. He can't go out. He can't listen or watch TV. He could watch TV, but it would be only for an hour a day, and it had to be the news. And then he had to read like Black history books. Like he would have to read Malcolm X. And then my dad, like he would have a certain number of chapters to read, and then my dad would question him on what he learned or about what he read. So it wasn't like you could just be like you read it and you done. He gonna question you about it. So
Yeah,
so that's how
yeah.
that was.
So Rennie, aka Loren, your husband should know everything there is about Malcolm X, because
Right.
I'm sure he read that book plenty of times.
Right. He was in trouble. Yep.
That is hilarious.
And what did you think, Ish, about disciplinary? Like how was that?
Well, I would say that, like you said, we didn't get in trouble a lot. I think we were smart enough to kind of learn from other people's mistakes, but we didn't want to be in trouble. But when we did do something we shouldn't have done, like we got hit with a belt. If we did anything that we knew we shouldn't have been doing, which was rare because we were good kids growing up, but if we did do something that we knew we shouldn't have done and we got in trouble and we got hit with a belt, it wasn't so much like you get hit with a belt and that's that. Like my dad, he will always talk to us about what it was, why we're in trouble, what
Mm-hmm.
not to do in the future. So it was always an educational moment. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that it was ever intended to, like, for him to discipline us because he's angry and want us to feel just
Yeah.
like, yeah, pain. But it was always for a reason, and it wasn't often. But again, when you get disciplined, and I think you learn
Right.
how to stay in line.
Yeah. I could
But
only remember really one time that I got hit with a belt. And I was running away after that. I was like, I'm running away. I hate him. Yeah,
that was that one.
that was that one. Yeah. Again, me asking to go spend a
Yeah,
night
you
with a
gonna tell
friend.
your story?
Yeah, I went to ask, can I go to a sleepover? My dad said no because he said he didn't. I didn't have any money to go and hang out with them and do all of the things that they were doing. And while he was talking, he was in the bed and I guess explaining why. And they had like the dresser with the mirror. They just did their room open, so where the mirror was, you could see the door to their room. And while he was talking, I was like, and
He said,
he was like, what did you just do? And I was like, and I'm like, huh? He like, hang up the phone. So I told my friends I had to go. I just heard the belt buckle jingling. I ran in the room and closed the door. Yeah. I got my ass handed to me.
oh man, that
Yeah.
is crazy. Like, what would you do if you saw, like, if you was telling the kids something now, your kids, and they walked away, like, how would you respond?
I'm gonna twist it more. You won't be able to use it anymore. How about that?
How was discipline handled in your family, Lauren?
So in my household growing up, my mother was a disciplinarian. And we didn't get into a lot of trouble either. I think
Mm-hmm.
when I got in trouble, it might have been because I said something like I talked back, but those
Yeah.
incidents were few far and in between as well. I didn't actually start getting into trouble until I was 18, 19, and I started
Mm.
with your brother. And at that point, it's like I'm 18, 19. I'm spending most of the year away at school anyway. Um, but I can be honest and say I grew up fearful of the capabilities of my parents, so there
Yeah.
was
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of getting in
Mm-hmm.
trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So how do y'all think that the way y'all was disciplined shaped y'all today? Do you think that it had a negative impact on you or that it was a positive thing for you? um being disciplined for doing things that you shouldn't have been doing.
That's an interesting question for
Mhm.
me because I think like as an adult now, I find that most of it was positive, except for how it translates into the way that I parent. Because I think there's sometimes an unspoken trauma that we experience and we do it when it's our time to do it. We want to do it right. And so there's a lot of
Yeah,
leeway that's given. And I'll be honest and say the other day, I was like, oh, if I would have just yoked you up, I wouldn't be going through this now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Say the same thing. But when you know the phrase parents used to say, it's gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. Like
Mm-hmm.
disciplining your kids, it feels that way, which is crazy because
Mm-hmm.
you feel so bad when you have to take it to that limit when
Mm-hmm.
you want your kids to kind of check themselves. Like no parent, well, I can't say again, I'm not gonna use phrases because some parents probably enjoy it, but if you're a good parent, it doesn't feel good when you have to discipline your kids. Like, and it doesn't even have to be physical discipline. Like, even if you're taking things from them, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, why can't you just do what you're supposed to do? I don't want to be this person. I don't want to take your things. I don't want, like, I just want you to do what you're supposed to do so you can have all of the luxuries that you have
Mm-hmm.
so that we can all just be good. But unfortunately, kids, I don't know, they don't see it that way.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that like the being disciplined or whatever, again, it was never with ill intent. It was always because of something we've done. Most
Mm-hmm.
of the things that we got in trouble for, my dad would just give us long speeches. But if it did get to the point where it was physical, it was again something that we done that was just like really out of line that had to be checked. And then it
Mm-hmm.
never happened again.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
discipline is necessary, but having that balance to kind of figure out, okay, is it worth taking it to the extreme or is it something that you can just talk to? And I think having the ability to make the facial expression to let your kids know, look, I'm serious and I'm not playing. I think that scares our kids enough for them to
Mm-hmm.
know, okay, let me just get it together. And then you can have like, if you don't do this, then this is gonna happen and I'm not playing. And then
Mm-hmm.
you just pray that they don't do it because it's like, I really don't want to do it, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
your choice. Like you
Yeah.
decide, you're
Yeah.
gonna decide what the outcome is gonna be. So
Right, right. I haven't really had to do much. I mean, yes, discipline. I have no choice, but I haven't had to do too much either. Like they pretty much listen, um, and they do what they're told. They do what they're supposed to do. And first thing for my boys is just like video games. That'll be gone if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in school, not getting good grades. Yeah, those video games are done. Um,
yeah.
and I've had to do that a few times. So now I don't really have that issue because they know I have
Mm-hmm.
the report cards and all of that stuff and checking homework and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So for my daughter, she was a good girl too. She was good for
Mm-hmm.
the most part. She had a couple times where she lost her mind, but that was very rare too. I think it was the first time was when she was 13, and then she had another relapse when she was, I think she just turned, yeah, 17. But I had to check it real quick, and we got back in order. She's
Yeah.
25 now, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, after those two minor setbacks, she was good again.
Yeah. I can definitely see the difference with boys and girls as
Yeah.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Deshaun was a hot mess when he was young.
Yeah.
But as a teenager, like he was calm, cool, and collected. Layla is gonna be the one that's just like, I don't get girls. Like I don't get girls. And Loren, you got a
You
double
got
dose,
two,
so
yeah. Yes.
you got a few more years, probably not even. I'm sure the girls are probably learning how to be sassy and you got to check yourself plenty of times.
I had to pull somebody to the side earlier today. Like, I don't care who's here. When I say do something, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to check them young because
Yeah.
they definitely know when someone is around and they test
They're
their
gonna
limits
try
to see,
you.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
how much can I get away with because we got company? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of I'm asking for something to be done. There's like a lot of blatant no. And so we got to the third no, and I was like, oh, I must have to teach you how to say yes. So let's go to that.
So what were some of the things, like, if you think about growing up, not just in a household, but in the neighborhood, like, what are some of the things that you would say, or y'all would say y'all enjoyed, like, that you miss and that you wish your kids were able to experience growing up, like just growing up in the inner cities or in the hood?
Yeah. So where we lived, in the projects, pretty much it was like all of our family in the building. And that's spread out throughout the project. So, and then we grew up there. Our parents grew up there, so everybody knew everybody. I liked my cousin's dad had like a Frank stand, a hot dog stand, and he would be outside on the side of the building all the time with the hot dogs, all of the candies, 1 cent candies, 5 cent candies. So we would go there and get stuff there. It was another lady that used to always have crabs. We could go
Oh
buy the crabs.
man, I miss those days. We would just
Yeah.
buy a whole lot of crabs and
Yep,
sit
and sit out in
down
the
in the
park. Yep.
park and
Yep.
eat them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Then we used to have like what they used to have Forster Day. They used to do the basketball games there, the Kingdom. That used to be fun.
Daddy Grace.
Daddy Grace, yeah, I like that. I just
Lauren, did you ever do Daddy Grace?
Yeah, so no, I was very aware of it. It wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't our type of party though.
You probably was a wee baby when we were out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, but they still do it now. I
They
just saw
do.
somebody post that they did it in August.
With the water and everything
August
too?
now. Everything, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
Yep.
I used to love Daddy Grace.
Yeah, I used to love that too. But
It
just
was by a church. Was it a church
yeah,
that
the
did
church
that?
right there across the
Yeah.
street. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So those, I mean, that used to be fun. And then just like we would all go outside together, all of us cousins. Like if our parents was outside was one thing. Mommy would usually be on a bench or something in front of the building, or if she wasn't, it was just like, oh, y'all better stay together. And we would go to the different parks, usually the little park, or go back to the Green Gates. And so it used to be fun. Like we all knew everybody, and it was always something going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you could walk everywhere. Like even
Yeah.
if you like walked to Central Park or did
Mhm.
the pool, and like you didn't have to worry about having a car and driving everywhere. Like you could just get with your cousins and your neighborhood friends and just go and just be out having fun. Like
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. I miss those days.
Yeah. Yeah. I used
Lauren,
to.
what did you do growing up?
So my grandmother, she actually still lives in the projects that um she did growing up. There were a lot of things that we um did, lots of friends. There was a summer camp that they ran out of the community center there that all the kids in the neighborhood, and then eventually sometimes their cousins from other neighborhoods attended. What I
Yeah.
enjoyed the most was the um different types of people that
Yeah.
there. I feel like where we live now, there is very much like a clear indication of who would be considered a minority in the different areas. And to me, that's weird because we grew up in a place where there's all different types of people. So that's like the one thing that I wish is was possible for my girls, and I think it's part of the reason we picked the school that we did because it's diverse. Uh, we had, which they actually have in August, Cedric Day every year.
What is
Yeah,
it called?
Cedric Day. So
What's that?
like Foster Day. It's like the
Okay.
Yeah.
annual day for the project. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the whole we had dance competitions because there was an entertainment portion of the day as well. And so I was
Nice.
a part of a group that my cousins choreographed.
Oh, bust a move. We want to see it.
It's so lit all of the
Yeah.
time.
We used to
We
do a
also
lot of
went to
talent
the
shows
Apollo. We
Yeah.
took our show on the road too.
too. Yeah.
Nice, really.
Yeah,
So we
we didn't
Googled you.
make
We
it,
gonna
but
find your
yeah,
show, your
didn't make
routine on the Apollo.
it to audition.
Yeah, okay.
We went to audition. We didn't make it. Um, I don't know. Like I enjoy going to the key and skating. Like it's just different.
Ah, stay
Yep.
cute.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That was the
Yep.
thing. I sent
That
Dika a video of the people skating. Like, down south, they skate. Like we would just
Yeah.
skate in a circle when we would
Yeah.
go to skate key. But there's some people that are like dancing and got their moves going down in the
They had they
skating rink,
matching outfits.
matching outfits. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we gotta plan a skate day. It won't look like that, but yeah, I definitely miss being able to go skating and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, definitely miss skate key. Skate key used to be fun. That was always an outing on one of my sleepovers with my friends,
Hmm.
middle school friends. We always went to the skate key. So
So
Yeah.
fun. So
yeah.
fun.
Did
Yeah.
that do y'all remember the double dutch contest? They
Yeah.
used to have, oh man, they don't be do that. Do they do that in your community now, Lauren?
Not that I have seen.
Okay.
I feel like if they did it anyway, it would be like in Albany, and maybe they
Oh,
do.
okay.
But like the
Okay.
things that kids are into now are different. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't wake up the next day to jump double dutch again without
Yeah.
or cable cords, like
Hmm.
in teams, out of
Hmm.
teams. Now they
Yeah.
hoverboarding and all types of other random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's one I will say that is one skill because I feel like it is a skill that I want my girls to learn because it's good exercise and it's fun.
Yeah. It
Hmm.
is. It is.
Yeah.
I don't even think Layla know how to jump like a single rope. Like that's sad. We're losing culture, moving and living where we live.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think Bree know how to jump rope either. She know how to turn.
right.
She don't know how to jump though. Cause I
But
remember
even
when.
dance, like they don't even have rhythm.
Yeah.
Ay,
Yeah.
crazy.
It's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
It's
your girls have rhythm, Lauren?
You so one was born with it and she
Which
just
one?
the
you know
youngest
who.
one.
Yep.
She just was born with it. That's just who she is. That is her personality. And my eldest is working on it. She'll get there.
Mhm.
It's just she hears the every other note, which is just background noise, right? It's not the beat, but we're working on it.
That reminds me of when we was at your house and we was doing the boots on the ground and the girls was joining us. Like they're so cute.
Ayla wasn't joining. She was just
She was
jumping
just
in the camera.
jumping.
Yeah.
And Zora was just waiting for the fan part so she could join in. Oh man, they too cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
That's funny.
man. Another thing that like growing up in the PJs, public housing, was like our parents or mommy was big on like if we ran out of an item like sugar or something, knocking on a neighbor's door and asking for sugar, like, or the neighbor would knock on our door and ask for stuff. So it seemed like it was more like of a community and
Right.
close knit like
Mm-hmm.
community, even though a lot of people like to make it seem like it was rough and stuff like that. And we grew up in the hood in the 80s and 90s, and yeah, it was drugs and everything like that, but it was a lot more unity and it wasn't a lot of nonsense like I guess on movies and the media makes it seem like when you think about growing up in a hood,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. But yeah, it was definitely unity. If you were out of line, like you didn't have to only get in trouble from your parent. It was just like
Mm-hmm.
if it was an adult and you did something out of line, then you're gonna get checked. Not yeah, they're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna put their hands on you or anything like that, but you already knew to respect the elders, and
Mm-hmm.
if you did something you wasn't supposed to be doing and they said something, you better not talk back because then you will
Mm-hmm.
get in trouble when you get
Mm-hmm.
home.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing they gonna do is go tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
And
they
even
know who
after they
you.
talk to you, they're gonna go tell,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
How
So,
you react and respond to what they have to say is going
yep.
to determine how much more trouble
Yeah,
you're going to get
exactly. Yep. Exactly. So, yeah. What about birthdays and holidays? How was that celebrated growing up?
in. Doreen, you can go first on this one.
Yeah. So the household favorite holiday is Christmas. It always has been since we were small children. It's a big deal. It's like the one holiday. Even now, we know my sister and I, as married women who are now attached to a whole other family, that there is no negotiating. We care about all of the holidays, but that's the big one. So if you have to spend a holiday with the other side of your family, then pick one of the other ones. But Christmas was a big deal. Birthdays were always celebrated uh, in a big way as well. And so anybody that enters our family is always like, huh. And it's not that we went anywhere fabulous or anything like that, but it was a time where we knew we were all coming together to celebrate the person whose birthday it was. There's always, it has been and will be, and now the girls are introduced to it, that gifts that are involved in it.
Yeah.
It's a thing. And so for people, like watching people, some people have like a big issue about birthdays and getting older. It was always celebrated.
Yeah.
So always like inwardly and outwardly grateful for a birthday. It was the one day, so one day that's yours. You can have whatever you want, and celebrate it the way that you want. We had, and this is across my mother's side of the family, when the girls turn 12, you have your first sleepover, like big group
Oh,
sleepover.
okay.
Sweet 16s were a thing. But some of us, i.e., me, like big parties was never my thing. But yeah, we always and I mean holidays like so my mom was a school teacher, so we celebrated things like Daughter's Day too. Like all
Oh,
of the
nice.
holidays that people don't acknowledge and we
Yeah.
still do. Like even married, like we get gift baskets for Christmas. We still get our Christmas pajamas. And now our husbands do too because they're a part of the family. Easter
Okay.
baskets, like it's a thing. So
Nice. You know what as you talk about like Christmas being a holiday, I think that you locked up on marrying the man that you married because we do not care for anything major for Christmas. So you never have to worry about Tariq wanting to be with his family and you wanting to be with yours because it's like you have him for Christmas, Lauren. He's yours.
yeah, wonderful.
He's yours. Like Christmas wasn't a thing. Like it wasn't a big thing. I think our two biggest holidays was Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's. Yep. New Year's, we always had a big party. Always had a big party for New Year's. Thanksgiving, my mom will cook everything that you could think of. And I don't remember if you used to help Ish, but I know I used to always be in the kitchen helping her do the prep work, cutting up
You
the
used to be in there eating the potatoes.
That too, because I was hungry.
You make the
Like,
potato
why are we
salad.
only getting one meal for the whole day? I'm hungry, so I'm gonna have to come help so I could keep sneaking a taste of this food.
Yeah.
But so those two were the big ones, just the Thanksgiving and New Year's. And and Christmas was like I think we used to get excited about it, but once you realize you ain't really getting nothing,
the
so excitement is
Loretta,
gone.
Yeah, because our dad, he's Muslim.
Yeah.
Our mom is not. So of course our mom would try to get us things on Christmas so that we would have stuff because I guess everybody else has stuff on Christmas, but it was never like big, like people would have like big celebrations and a Christmas tree and all of that stuff. It was never a big thing. So for me now, like I do Christmas, but it wouldn't faze me if we didn't.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Dale is big on Christmas. His family was kind of like yours, Lauren, where it's just like all of these gifts and getting together and all of this stuff. But I'm not big on Christmas. Yeah. So I love Thanksgiving, but I definitely like New Year's, bringing New Year's and with the family and things like that. But for Thanksgiving, even if we're not getting together as a family, like having a Thanksgiving without cooking feels odd. So it's still like we're gonna cook and prep and have this meal, even if it's just gonna be the immediate family. Easter and stuff like that in New York, growing up, Easter was more about fashion, getting new clothes and stuff like that. And again, we ain't always have new clothes. Like I think we started really doing like Easter gear when we were able to work and buy our own stuff, but our parents wasn't even the least bit
entertaining that,
interested.
Yeah, we weren't getting nothing.
We need
that
some
was
new sneakers and new clothes for Easter. Like, no.
Yep. So it was a fashion thing in New York, and then usually that's when the carnival would be somewhere out there. So we would go to
On Third Avenue.
Yep, but
Mhm.
yeah, but Easter wasn't like a lot of the. I mean, what other holidays? Those was the major ones. Thanksgiving, New
And
Year,
New Year.
yeah, and everything else was like,
Like we would have cookouts on the 4th of July.
yeah.
And Labor Day, Memorial Day, like we would try to have barbecues and things like that. I think the 4th of July, I think, was probably one where a lot of the extended family like would rent out, like go to Pelham Bay
Yeah,
Park
we
and have
usually
like
go
a
to
big
Pelham Bear.
picnic and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. But
yep. So
yeah.
that was the thing. Every year, 4th of July, we do that, or we would used to go to Aunt Helen's house. Remember, she used to have cookouts.
Oh
We
yeah.
always have a whole bunch of fireworks for all of the kids and stuff. So 4th of July was another big one.
Yeah. I
Birthday.
don't know, like birthdays. It wasn't
Yeah.
really nothing.
I don't recall really doing much for birthdays. Yeah, I don't recall getting no cakes, no nothing.
Like birthdays to me is just like it's another day. Dale is like,
No,
I'm taking off. I'm not doing anything.
right.
I'm
Like
just
I don't know.
yeah, I guess everybody.
Now I do my own thing. I gotta have me a little trip to go on, or I'm doing something for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something gonna happen. Yeah, but I don't remember it growing up though. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, they would say happy birthday, but yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. And if your birthday didn't fall at the beginning of the month, you just happy birthday. I get you next month.
Right. 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 That's crazy though that we don't remember birthdays. I mean, I guess though too, you forget about a lot of that stuff. I wonder if Bree remember because when she was born, she had a big birthday party every year for the first 5 years.
Yeah.
Then I started to slow down, but they every year they all had cake and ice cream, and we would all get together and sing happy birthday, even if we didn't do nothing big. But we would try to take them out somewhere, even if it was local.
Yeah. And it's still like that now. Every birthday, I'm calling you, you're calling me. We're trying to figure things out. Loren, if you having something, we try to come out that way for the girls. Yeah, which is crazy. But yeah, I don't recall really anything that stands out with birthdays. If anything, it was just the cousins getting together, which we did often anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So did y'all family have like the don't answer the door rules? Like if you were home by yourself, like did they ever were you ever home by yourself and could you answer the door if you were and your parents wasn't home?
Yeah, so I definitely had an age where I got, and it was okay to my parents for us to be alone. Of course, I was the older sibling in the house, and so I was in charge. But yeah, no, you don't answer doors with phones or with intercoms.
Right.
We don't care who they said it is. The only people who can come in the house are the people who have keys. And if they don't have keys, they will remain outside.
Right. Yeah.
So one of my parents could be locked out and they would stay locked out.
You should have had your keys, Pops.
All right. That's funny. But yeah, that was like that for us too. If my mother and father went out, we couldn't answer the door or the phone. Or I don't remember we couldn't answer the phone. We definitely couldn't answer the door.
But I think the phone was connected.
I'm done with you. I'm done. But the thing that I hated the most when they would go out and leave us home by ourselves is they would always say that my brother was in charge. And we all know that he was never mature enough to do anything being in charge. And so
your husband was a bully.
He was definitely a bully. So every time that he was in charge, I'd just be like, oh, soon as they leave, he gonna start. He would be excited. Yep. He used to get on my nerves. Like soon as it wasn't even like they even got to outside yet. They just left the house and here he go, starting trouble.
Starting trouble. But you know the crazy thing too though is if anything happened, he would be the only one getting in trouble.
That too.
You remember I put my hand in the tank with the crawfish and it bit my finger?
I remember that.
Why we had crawfish?
I don't know.
Who knows? Right? Like we had all types of pets growing up. But
we did. We
put
did.
my hand in the tank and it bit my finger. Tariq got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he was doing what he always called this thing smother man. And so he would get a blanket as soon as they leave and try to smother us to death. And I was always scared. I hated to be suffocated. So I would be fighting him. We would be fighting. And one day he made me so mad that he ran in my mom and my dad's room and closed the door. And I kicked a hole in the door. And when they
Oh, and
came
they
in,
came home like, what in the
yeah,
world?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he just got in trouble, but yeah, he pissed me
Didn't
off.
y'all make something up? I don't know
I
if
don't
y'all
know.
made up a
I
story
don't
of
know.
how it happened accidentally.
Yeah, probably because we would have been in trouble.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, Tariq used to stay trying to smother us, lock us in his closet with his stink corn chip socks. Like he tortured us as a big
He was
brother.
a bully. He definitely was a bully. Yes, he was a bully. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we used to have fun though.
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
So, what would you say was one of your funniest memories growing up?
I would say I used to enjoy game night when we played games and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like we would do Monopoly. Monopoly was a game. We would
Yeah,
play
that was that. We
Monopoly
did
and
Life too. You remember Life?
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Monopoly was the game where Daddy would like he enjoyed buying up all of the property and making us pay. We landed on. Like he was the type of parent, like he's not gonna take it easy on you. Like he's not
Okay.
gonna take it easy on you at all. Like if you gonna play, he gonna play like he playing an adult. So it was always just like playing an adult. And then I think like the crazy thing is as we got older, we got better in the games and stuff like that. So it wasn't just a wipeout. We would just
Yeah.
pay attention to his techniques on buying boardwalk and park place
Right,
and getting the
right.
houses and hotels. Like we
Yeah.
eventually got good.
Yeah, but he had
Oh
no
man.
mercy when we wasn't good.
No mercy. And
Nope.
then we used to also do the push-up challenge.
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
was fun.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
say
So
for me the fun ones was it was when we did the spelling bees. Those are
yeah.
fun. We did spelling bees and we did
And math. He would do
yeah, the
math.
timetable, the
Yeah.
timetables. Yeah, you throw out a timetable and we had to get it. If you didn't get it, I don't know what happened if we didn't get it, but yeah, we did that. And then you remember Nux? I ain't played that much.
Oh
I hated it.
yeah. That was a card game. Have you ever played that, Lauren? It's a card game, and I don't remember how it is, but when you didn't like if you lost, you would have to like ball your fist, and then
And
they would
they,
take the deck of cards and hit you on your hands for the number. I don't even
the
remember.
number of cards that you have in your hand, each player get to hit you
Yeah.
on your knuckles with the whole deck.
And
Right?
then if you had 10, like for every 10, it would be like a pulling across your hand, then hitting for the nuts. Oh
Yeah.
man. Those yeah.
Yeah, I
And
used to love getting the All American, and then I'm out.
I don't even remember how to play that game anymore. That's crazy.
Oh, I think one of my most fondest memories, things that we like did often enough and enjoyed, was we did a lot of road trips, and
Okay.
my sister and I would like to stop at whatever point we stopped and sleep in a hotel, and we love hotels to this day. Like, I don't know,
Mm.
the beds are just different. And so I thoroughly enjoyed that. Road
Yeah.
trips and stopping, and
Where would
uh,
y'all go?
so we spent a lot of time in upstate New York because that's where my dad grew up.
Okay.
We spent time in Connecticut. Yeah, so like New York and the surrounding areas.
Mm.
So I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. What else did we?
Our road trips was to the Bronx, to to Melrose Projects, to my
Now we would have road trips to Far Rockaway.
that too, or to Coney Island. Those
Yeah,
was
Coney
fun.
Island.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
But it
those are
wasn't
day
really
trips.
a road trip
Yeah, it was a
when
day
you on the
trip.
train.
Yeah, it was day trips.
Yeah.
We across the street on 181st in Washington Heights, they have free movies on Wednesdays.
Mm.
So we went to the movies weekly. My mother, my sister, and I.
Oh, nice.
And so we enjoyed that. We would do Saturday movies too on 161st Street, where we each got different things to eat because we didn't like the same thing.
Did
Mhm.
you take
Um,
button pictures on 161st?
yeah, button pictures.
Yeah, we have a
We,
million of
we
those.
did the paintings. Um, yeah, my favorite was, you remember the year they had the wooden painted eggs? And they were like painted with, when we got them, they had like Disney princess characters on them, and they would put your name on it.
Oh, okay. I don't
Remember
recall.
So
that?
I don't
Yeah, I
remember
don't
that.
think I saw that either.
yeah, but we definitely took we had button pictures. Yeah.
Do you still watch movies? Like, what do you watch movies
So I was never a big TV watcher.
now? Okay.
So I think even growing up and like to now, like I'm a binge watcher. I'll binge watch a
Watch a
series.
series.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If I decide I'm gonna, watch a movie, I'm gonna watch several movies. It'll be a movie day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things that my husband, your brother, y'all's brother, implemented is we're doing a rotation of Friday movie night. And so each Friday it's a
Oh,
different person
okay.
who gets to pick the movie, which I
Yeah.
think is super dope because he's been like introducing them to like old school movies. So we watched
Yeah.
E.T. the other night.
Yeah,
Oh,
Um, and
nice.
it's
that's
funny, right? Because we have different tastes in movies. So it's interesting.
Mhm.
I don't even think he knows, or maybe he does. Sometimes it's my first time seeing the movies that he picks.
Really? What
Yeah.
movie do you usually pick for movie night? What have you
I
picked?
would, who, me?
Mm-hmm.
I will pick like one of the modern day, or maybe one from like growing up, like
Mm-hmm.
animated movie.
Yeah.
So like I've tried to get them to watch Lady and the Tramp. It's fuzzy, right? Because we are older now, and so the
hmm
movie is old.
hmm
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like a lot of back in the day Disney movies, because my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother, she worked for the GPO, the post office downtown in
Mm-hmm.
Manhattan, and so they must have had a VHS person, and so we had all of the cartoons, animated movies on
Yeah.
VHS, and so we would watch them over and over again. But
hmm
yeah, so I pick random stuff. I'll pick like
Okay.
stuff from now to like we
Yeah.
are very much into. I like to pick a movie that has a part two, three, four, or at least a
Okay.
second part, so we can watch the series.
Yeah.
Um, that probably has a lot to do with my binge watching, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. When
You
I think about the Disney movies and stuff like that, like there was a lot of movies and cartoons that we watched growing up that I enjoyed. But as you become an adult and you realize there wasn't much representation, like now
Mhm.
movies that are more like current are usually go-tos when we have movie night where it's just a diverse cast.
Mhm.
Like, because that wasn't what we saw growing up. So I definitely want to make sure Layla and our children are able to enjoy movies where they see people that look like them. So yeah, definitely picking more modern movies is my
Mhm.
go-to for movie night
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember doing we used to do they used to do the outside movies on the side of the church
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
They would do eight
Yeah.
o'clock movies. Yep, right on the side of the church on the wall with the projector.
Yeah, like the projector.
Mhm.
Yeah. Chores. Did y'all have chores growing up?
Of course.
Which are chores?
Um, well, for us, we would had to do the keep the room clean, do the dishes. Tariq had taken out the garbage. Um, that's probably pretty much it because mommy was the cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
She always did all most of the cleaning. So
Yeah.
that's
Just
the
the biggest one with the dishes. You
yeah,
would wash, I would rinse.
yep,
We
yep.
had
Put
to
them
do the
away. Yep, until they go to the trash. Yep. And that started young because I remember having to stand on a chair to do it.
I know, which is crazy because I don't want my 11-year-old daughter washing dishes because they would be greasy. But I guess they need to learn.
right. Right.
My number one chore though, once I got to, I feel like it was like 11, maybe 12, was laundry. I did everybody's laundry.
Oh,
And
wow.
we lived in a three-floor kind of like walk up at that
Mm-hmm.
point until I moved away for college. So I would have to I would do it on Sunday, roll down the stairs, 'cause nobody helped me, roll down the stairs. And, dirty clothes, like soiled clothes are far heavier than clean clothes. So I would roll the shopping cart down the stairs and up the ramps, do the laundry, come back. I had to pull the shopping cart back up the stairs. But I was the only one on laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, we washed our own clothes.
We washed
thankfully,
our own clothes, yep. And then we had the line in the house, so we would hang up our clothes
in
on.
the bathroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And taking a shower in the bathroom when somebody did a whole thing of laundry was a
That was
headache.
annoying. Yeah.
Clothes hanging, and
You have to
you
pull
gotta
it all the way up, stuff be
all
full.
your might and
Yeah.
hook it on the hook
Yeah.
so that it's not getting wet in the shower.
Yeah.
What one piece of wisdom from growing up Black that you would like to pass along to your children, the next generation?
For me, I feel like the most valuable lesson or mantra, and my father to this day like drills it, and it's like the most powerful one to me, is treat people how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
One of the
Yeah.
things for me, I think Daddy was like that with us too, is like I always make sure that they stick together. Yeah, you look out for your brother, you listen, and that's what I tell my youngest: listen to your brother. Y'all stick together, and
Mm-hmm.
if anything look funny, call me, and I'll come get y'all.
Yeah. I would say like growing up, we were always big on like sharing. Like we didn't have like individual things that we all wanted. We had to share when we had cousins come over, like
Mm-hmm.
you have to share. Like that's my whole thing. If you have family coming over to the house and they want to play with your stuff, you're gonna share your stuff or you won't
Mm-hmm.
have it. Like that's like another thing, like you said, sticking together and making sure you look
Mm-hmm.
out for your family. That is definitely important. But I enjoyed growing up where we grew up.
I
It
guess.
wasn't always peaches and cream and roses and rainbows, but it was a lot of good memories. And I think we are able to navigate life as an adult now because of where we come from. And I think that we are wiser beyond our years and kind of have one up on other people who may not have experienced what we have experienced growing up, but it wasn't just all crime ridden drug abuse and negativity in our communities. It was a lot of unity. I wish our kids were able to experience those parts of it, um, which they're not able to since we don't live there anymore.
The one thing I could say is that they're not growing up there, and that's because we made it out of there. We didn't have the option. And I mean, I don't think that, it is what it is back in the day, but even though I enjoyed certain parts of it, I didn't want my kids to grow up there.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to have more than what I had. And so
Yeah.
I think that that's how most people are once they have kids. They want to give their kids more than what they had, give them better experiences and stuff. Even though it shaped us, it was not something that we wanted to stay in forever.
Yeah. Definitely think that again, our experience has shown us that we can survive without having all of the things, the luxuries that we have. Like we'll make it work. A lot of people in the world today are freaking out about we're gonna not have this and not have that. But I think a lot of people in the Black communities and where we grew up, it's like we've been there. We survived.
Right.
We'll make it work. It's not
Yeah.
the end of the world. We've been without, and we made a way when there was no way. So
Right.
I think that we will.
And we all have each other. You
Yeah.
have your family. That's all that matters.
I agree with everything the both of you said, and like wrapping up totally. I feel like ultimately we have each other, and that's where your real wealth is in your family. Sometimes it takes us a long time, or we have to go the long way to realize that, but that is ultimately what matters.